heroic, so it needs to be a strong beginning.
Really fast around here though. Already out the mid. It's been 20 seconds on the round and we're already in B. There's a lot of members there as well. Not a single member from Heroic actually coming through that B ramp area. Oh my god, I talked about it. You know, Cello needs to show up. That's a nice 3 kill from him right off the bat. Makes it a 2-on-2 situation now though.
Julies from niko. niko perhaps another X factor that can play into MiBR's favor. The new pickup. I mean, looking dangerous, but the Julies, I don't know if they can do it, man. Just running around, spamming the Julies is not going to really position for MiBR. And Heroic may have delayed this to try to peel away one of these players. MiBR
yeah, but instead it's going to be, it's going to be a stack instead. Very quiet all over the map.
Oh, well, not quite anymore. You don't have to worry about that because shox has broken the silence, hasn't he? 3 kills from the short side, and this little partial buy from MiBR. Oh, it's been beautiful chaos over at the ramp side. niko all alone. And that bomb even, you know, just being a little bit forward is kind of tenuous at best for him to go and get. He grabs it, still throwing all his utility in towards this A site. And he looks like he wants to commit, even knowing that this site is stacked. He's moving in, and there it is, right? Gets punished for it by Cello. MiBR, they
position, and MiBR not really too much choice but to perhaps wait out some of these smokes.
Yeah, they can still wait for these smokes. I was going to say, they can still wait for these smokes as well. The worrisome part for MiBR is that they don't have mollies. They do have smokes though, and flashes for the smoke wall. So normally you would like at least the one molly to smoke off the molly off the sandbags, but here comes the execute. Smokes were in, trying to get in more of a position. Just a one flashbang. It's a bit of a sloppy retake, I'd say. And Heroic, they're very happy about that, knowing as well they didn't have a lot of nades on their bank either. Just the one flashbang left on Stavin. So had MiBR actually done a proper retake execute here, I think it would have been a little bit safer. But Yell gets at least a few kills on the board. He's starting to build up a little bit, but probably not where you would have expected it to be, considering they're 8-4 and up. But we're back on the B train. I think that, I don't know if it's Kadian making these calls, but this is a wonderful call again here from Heroic. We see the tendency as well from MiBR, trying to offer that aggressive A play this time around, leaving only one player at B. It's still close to a 3-on-2 situation now. Bomb has not gone down yet, but Yell is now extremely low instead, 23 HP.
They're getting a lot of value out of the spray through the smoke there. Yell down very, very low. No utility really to retake except a single smoke. We'll see what they can do with it though. And
safe call. I think that's very smart. There's only one smoke left on. I don't even know how to pronounce his nickname. Do you know?
I used to say SHZ, but Harry and Hugo mean SHZ.
About that. Last round though of the half. SMG buy for MiBR. First good entry here though on Kadian. I'd say that they need this run.
For sure. Kadian's having a hell of a game, so it's really nice for MiBR's prospects to get him out of the picture as quickly as possible. Tessus, the guardian of the A-ramp position, whilst his teammates are working elsewhere. Yell would really like to get that position away from him, though he cannot do too much from there. Just falling back, trying to get that info. The jump spots. Oh, 5 HP from Yell, and the distraction is so good for SHC, able to pick up 2. Storm gets the trade, but maybe there's been too much damage done at this point. The bomb's down on the ground. niko's alone facing the full force of MiBR, and he has so many angles to worry about. You can see him having to check between both the side alley and the site itself.
Bringing them out. And then Astralis started using it more and more. And now it's gotten to a point where I feel like on maps where it's very much catered to it, you know, I'm kind of speaking about like your nuke outsides, your vertigo ramp duels, your train yard fights. The org is really good there, and you see it come out a lot. Interest Kadian is $2,000. He saved that money. I'm never a fan of decisions like that on Vertigo. It feels like kits are one of the most important things you can have on this map, with how often rounds come down to retakes. And so not having that really can hamstring you. Won't matter too much because this is already looking very, very one-sided. Ooh, that's a nice catch. I was going to say, they shouldn't be ready for cello, and yet Stown was.
Yeah, he's having a great game, isn't he, so far? And that really changes the feeling, the temperament here from MiBR. A lot more coy going into the site. They don't know how many people can be here at this point. And they may have to reconsider their options here. They may have to try to double back towards a ramp. They could try to force the issue. They have utility to do it, to run and execute. But at the same time, from a timing and positioning perspective, Heroic could have, you know, a pretty solid defense there, as solid as they can have with 3 players remaining. MiBR no longer have the benefit of the timing that cello gave them because Storm has taken him out. So this gets really awkward all of a sudden.
And I just love this from Heroic. We mentioned it on A as well, but just the fact that they're continuously, you know, don't mind of taking these aggressive spots. You would never, I think that Stavin would be so close. Exactly, right? Like, cello has been there already, you know, Stavin's taking that green position, gets another guy low, so he gets 2 kills, and SHZ is down to 16 HP. 2-on-2 situation now. Bomb's about to go down. There's 8 seconds left on the clock. Here's your window with the bomb going down. That's when I was talking about. You get the one on or 2-on-1 situation rather. But that's a bomb. Take a little bit more of a deeper angle at least. We saw niko in this spot before as well. Kind of gave him a freebie. He died after trying to get away though, but he had a buddy of his in the scaffolding area, which we still see the same setup right now in Cadian being there.
niko. Yeah, gets stuck out there. They know where he is. They get him nailed down, but Tessers has taken everything away. Has now support from Stown back here in CT as well. There's that annoying smoke that he's going to have to deal with, but there's a big gap in the right-hand side. So he's swinging in from elevator. The wrap from Tessers is good, and Heroic are off. And sadly, it might leave them in a situation where you look back at this map and you go, well, if that first half wasn't so one-sided, maybe there was a chance. Like that from niko to keep the pace high, to keep the pressure applied to Heroic. Cadian not crumbling under the pressure, instead being molded into a real gem, a real diamond here. Has put it into the 2v1. It's all onto cello with his CZ. Nice little tiger print, but he's going to have to roar to life in this one. Orb down to his left that he could look to grab. Trying to deny the victory to Heroic. Pressure's on, but he's gone silent.
Oh, very unfortunate for cello.
That by focusing, especially during online play, at bringing new people into the mix. But let's take a look at the pistol, because this game's underway now. We've actually spoken all the way through to the second map. This is a first for us. And, and it's
it happens.
Yeah, no, man, I like it. I think we could just chat for days, man, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you know, can't fault anyone. We're all talkers over here. But I like it as well, right? I also think, you know, getting a chance to play under the MiBR brand, we have to remember that, you know, they also cover the Brazilian coverage in most of the cases, and they have a massive following. So, you know, right off the bat, as soon as you join MiBR, you kind of tend to become a profile of sorts. And I think the problem that the Brazilian scene has had, obviously, we've had 2 big teams, but I've always felt the Furia is the one team that kind of builds up the development pieces. So nice to see that we have both of these 2 teams doing the same. And we are getting the bomb down here now, though. 4-on-3 situation. Bolts is low, though. Someone with some nades. A tough spot to be in still, though, if you're Heroic. Oh, especially after that. That was a nice shot by SHC.
That's why you get the P250, man.
More and more, I mean, I'm super bullish on it. I mean, it's $300, right? And especially on like a pistol, if you're T and you're talking like the long distance duels, like the Glocks will do a really good job in ensuring the close quarters, but having like a P250 just for long distance duels of getting a kill or 2 helps a lot.
I'm a huge fan.
If gets one more, yeah. One time we've seen him play Inferno, I think, so far this event. And another half buy for Heroic here now. Default setup 3-2. It's a bit of a push into Boiler, gets the trade.
Heavy focus on Banana right now in this anti-half-buy situation for MiBR, and I like it. I mean, they can just go in with their nades and just be confident in the execute, especially now that you don't have an extra player to play info. You don't really want to get caught, moving around the map, just go in together. It's a great pick. Rotation's starting to come in from niko. No nades though to really defend. Tessus has a flash, but he's pushing second mid now. So the problem is that MiBR could create an anti-timing for themselves if they just keep waiting. And they are still just waiting for these smokes to dissipate.
Yeah,
and
just
time
look
is
at
being
Tessus
bought
here.
for Tessus, who has an AK and a flash. So this is a very big problem at this point.
I think timing, though, is going to be in MiBR's favor. We look at it right now. It might just be Cello being caught. But Tessus is actually waiting. 20 seconds left now on the clock. And obviously, both of the members of her are going down on the bomb site. Tessus should just be saving at this point. I feel like at the one point where Heroic, we wanted them to be aggressive here. And there's one round there. They don't go aggressive. They just hold the angle instead.
Yep, totally agree. And look what it's done too. It's effectively shut MiBR out of Banana. It's killed enormous amounts of time. And with that, it leaves no options for MiBR. They have to go to A at this point. And Heroic know that, so they have 3 players here. They've set themselves up, but that's a stunning entry from SHZ. It's followed up by niko, but the trades continue. However, Storm is very weak. Tessus is by himself in mid, so he can't stop the plant from happening. Yell can fall back to that plant, to his teammate, to a defensive setup. And Tessus is trying to beat the timing for the reposition. He's not going to be quick enough here, and Yell, he's going to be in such a strong spot when he hops up on that box. Oh, can't get it, but the trade trees go MiBR's way, of course. There's really no time for the rotation to do too much, as the site will be lost immediately. But that's a great start there. Double from niko, taking down both Yell and Cello. But however, Danica's crept onto the site. He's causing problems here, but nothing that Borup cannot handle with the help of his teammates.
Oh, man. Gets a trade there as well. Now Heroic in a bad spot with 2 ops. Stavin is pretty aggressive down a banana here, though, which is why we see the rotate coming in from Borup here towards A. I like this play from Acadian as well. It is a 3-on-3, but you don't really know where you have him. And in typical Heroic fashion, as we saw in Vertigo, they do like to play a very aggressive. Stavin is already down in mid as well, essentially down in banana.
Very nice, very nice. Able to now take their control of that B side. Acadian in a spot where he could try to do some damage with this AWP if he wanted to try to worsen the economy. Awful for MiBR, but it's quite a stretch. He doesn't really have position currently. There's too many, I think, question marks along the way to finding any exits, even passive.
Yeah, with 2 rounds left to go as well, with 6.5k, I think it's a good thing to save here. Kind of guarantees you to buy at least for the last 2 rounds. Same can't be said, obviously, for niko with 1,400 bucks. So if they want to, we can still see a double up setup here next round. But I like that from MiBR. They kind of just get some entries to slow down the pace. We see then the aggressive play coming in from Heroic. I am surprised, I will say. I like the play from Acadian pushing mid, but I don't like the play of both of them pushing.
Viable value. I feel like he's been playing extremely well the last few days I've seen him. And so he's there in that close position with the MP9, as you can see. Borup with the baits there, the jump peeking. That may indicate that Storm is not playing so close, but there he is. He's able to take down one as well as MiBR start to move through Porch, but 30 seconds to get the bomb planted now, and Bolts is still trying to claim space on Banana. Borup is not buying it though. He's actually going to peek for info. He sees that they're actually going to be committing A. He can find either a flank timing or, well, looks like that's what he's committing to, and in goes to committed push. They have no choice but to go on this. Cello will take down Tessus in the trade, but it's still looking pretty labored here. CT's in advantage, loads more position, time. Look how patient niko's playing. He can just rely on his teammates as well to help him out, and there's just too much here though. And I like that we're seeing this fast pace, that they're just going to go straight up mid. They still have the Mag 10s, makes a lot of sense. Looking for that arch play. Yell, great position, jumps up onto the chair. Traded though, that's a very big kill to find. And they're pushing into spawn. Their pace is blinding right now.
Oh my god, and that flashbang as well. I can't believe Bolts gets Cadian completely flashed. It's all falling apart here now from Heroic. We have to remember though, they had 3 SMGs, so it was a bit of a scrappy, fast round. But nonetheless,
get all the way there. And I always think coming back T-side is at least nice, knowing that you can leave MiBR in a rough place where every round feels like a 2-for-1. That's kind of where we're approaching. There is still one player down here at short who could make a difference, but as I say it, he's wiped out by niko, who provides all the entries there alongside Tessez. This is a lock-in. This is done. It's the save for MiBR. 11 on the board for Heroic. And now things get scary because, you know, like MiBR, they're trying to play things nice and standard here. They've lost some of that early aggression they didn't mind throwing in. You know, everyone's just kind of hunkering down in the sites, but that's allowing Heroic to have a lot of control, right? And everything's kind of happening on their say-so.
Yeah, and like you said as well, I think because of the fact that Heroic hasn't really fought for Banana early a lot, like it doesn't really give MiBR an opportunity to be like, oh, let's just take Banana control. Because I think that Heroic just has a really good approach there. I would say though, for MiBR, we talked about, you know, there's not only early round aggression, obviously, there's also mid-round aggression.
We'll see if he can find success, keep that consistency with it. It's so good hit. Oh, in the face! See ya. niko down. It's a gun to be collected at Danica once, but if I were him, I'd probably keep that auto shotty at this point. Now the bomb is on Cadian, who has the AWP, who's alone at the bottom of Banana. This is looking very dangerous. Look how isolated he is. He may even have a very odd push coming to him. Danica making his way through or around the apartments. Could find him. What a weird situation because there's not a huge amount of time considering everything that needs to be done here. Tessus and Stone walking through CT spawn, and you've got Bolts who's covering for this. Oh my god. Knife.
Are we going to see a knife? We don't see that many, we haven't seen that many knives here so far this event.
Surely not the knife at 11:14. Yeah, man. Gideon, yeah, like, while he is like this wild stallion, it's like, yeah, man. Now he plays it safe. There's still a player in B, but they're going to clip Banana. Their backs are turned. Bolts. Oh, he might just tear it away from them with that double kill. Cadian having to rotate in. Oh no, that was the chance for Heroic. That was the opportunity. But they go clear Banana, worried on the back of seeing someone so aggressive, right, in Cadian's POV. They go back to help him, and they end up getting shot in the back. God, this feels terrifying. Cadian's just strolling around like this is all fine. Yeah, CT peek comes in.
Surely you'd expect such shenanigans. He gets one at least, and gets all the info too.
Yeah, and they were so quick on their rotates there as well from MiBR. Danica is already over at the B bomb site. We're trying to do a fake there with niko a little bit, but Danica again with a good trade. They should know, well, they would know that he's here now, so at least they do get the bomb site, but it's a 2-on-3 situation. Bomb goes down, only a Molotov left on Cadian. Borup has a flashbang as well. Need this round, otherwise we're going to map number 3.
Yeah, and it's this post plant to end it. Cadian and Borup, the two to try and keep the dream alive for Heroic. Flash is going in, the Brazilians being fast on the approach, and they've already knocked one of them out. But oh, Borup, surprise 2K, there's the trade from Yell. And there's enough time for the defuse. He scares us a bit getting off of it, but there it is. MiBR, they lock outside. And now in towards this B bomb site. But, oh, the USPs, quick response. They get a man into jungle, but he's now kind of trapped behind enemy lines. How much usage are they going to be able to get out of Borup in this position? Especially if he ends up being one of the last players alive, which seems to be the case now. Actually, it is just niko left in the server. He was over towards short. And man, Heroic just got melted. They ran into that looking confident, like they had an idea, like they had a plan.
Cello as well. So much tension here. Players in smokes. Oh, Storm gets the kill. That pulls Cello away from Connector. Oh my god, Storm is just such a beast. He's done so much for Heroic in these.
Yeah, but you can tell there as well, right? In terms of positioning, that's great. And this is really how you win rounds from Mirage on some occasions of, you know, just someone landing a nice shot, you fork up the rotation a little bit. Cello goes down. MiBR had good positioning, but obviously with Yell going down the way he did, force people to get a move on here instead. And this is Heroic getting the A bomb site. It's going to be for free now as well, with Bolts and Danica saving their weapons.
Yeah, it's going back to the midpoint. You know, you have the duration of a smoke basically, or one or two smokes to get the control as well as put players in position. to do something and maybe rotate out. Like it's a small window of time where you have to do a lot of things as a tease, and it can be quite a juggle to get it into a place where it works out for you. And I feel like, you know, that round as well, like you know, so many things have to happen. You know, you have to, you know, win that first fight, Storm, which pulls the player off connector, and even if Storm loses that next,
that's a CT smoking connector there. Works as a one way at the same time. That's what I was talking. Look at where Cello is at the moment. It's super aggressive. Has full control of the A ramp area.
Nice adaptation. It's kind of exactly what you're talking about. If you expect the surge, the majority of the players to come through mid, and there's only maybe one lurk here, you get one of those. That's fantastic. Does that change the plan for Heroic though? Do they want to go up to B now? Well, I look like they were investigating that opportunity, but Yell's picked off Tessus. Now it's desperation. They've only got cap positioning, so they have to go to B. Good trade from Cadian. Borup and Connector, they're split up at the moment. Which way will they go? Maybe off of the next pick. But at this point, look at the positioning from MiBR. They don't have to even give them anything. There's no peek. They can allow them to take the site. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, just Cello's position here is so hard to deal with, especially when you have SHZ in the CT spot.
If you want something where it is like you know, based around like the mini map and like heat maps and stuff, there's tools for that. You know, if you want like specifics in the server, like running teams executes against you, there's tools for that. It is very, very cool, the amount of stuff that we have, and I can't imagine how painful it was back in the day where it was just demo viewer time, you know, 6 hours to rewind the clip, everything just taking forever. But look at this, man. This round isn't taking forever. This is kind of breezed on by. I hope they'd have some time to just chat first. But now the bomb's down. We're into a 2-on-2. Heroic trying to get their second round. Yeah, back here in CT. niko over at the stairs gets double swung from sight. Now he at least knows where both players are, but that's only info for Yell. Now he's got to win fights with that info. And he spots one man behind the stack.
Haven't been overly aggressive in taking map control. Little palace play here from Heroic. This might come back to haunt MiBR. This is the first time we see that. As I say, though, Cello, 2 nice kills there from him. 4-on-3 situation now, causing Heroic to kind of just stop for a second. Cadian can't go out by himself. He has the bomb by himself, waiting really for Tessus here to make a play.
Oh no, he shot. This is wild, man. They have Tessus trapped. There it is, right? Finally, they swing onto him. So it is just Cadian left in this 1v3. Bombs down at the very, very least. That gives him a little more stake in this one. He's got the AWP as well. All these players coming from mid and jungle. Flash is real good. Cadian's blinded from it, and this now leaves him staring into the wall, waiting for the push. Missed shot the first time around. Oh, through the smoke, he does claim the life of one. Bomb ticking away. Cadian still wasting time. This is expert use of the clock, but the nade out. Oh my word! And it looks like he's done it. Somehow, some way, Cadian wins that round.
That's had a lot of money. And slow and steady. We haven't seen this from Heroic before either. Just taking their time here, hoping that maybe Cadian gets a kill. And we've seen this again and again from MiBR, opting a little bit more towards the 3, towards B. That's a nice entry though for Cadian. Gets bolts, but then all of a sudden it gets flipped back into a 4-on-3 now. He has the lead spot niko, so they do have control of the truck, but that's about it. There's still 2 MiBR members here on this B bomb site ready to fight for it.
Oh, well, no, not for long, actually, as it turns out. There's now just one, and it's Cello with another one of these smoke hides, man. He loves doing this, does Cello. Now, will he get away with murder again? You know, making a murderer, this is it. And out in mid behind the boxes. Down, gets his kill, and now he can get out of there, right? Now that you can actually concede mid pretty happily in the 5-on-4 if you're Heroic. You need to keep fighting for it. niko sneaking his way through this con smoke. The rest of MiBR going back towards the A site, and those standard, you know, set piece smokes going over into the jungle. niko hoping to use this almost like a kind of corridor, right? To only have to worry about fighting one angle at once, and that was jungle. But sadly, he doesn't manage to get the kill. And so, you know, that's a neat little idea to set Danico up to go aggressive. But it hasn't really worked for MiBR. And now that they've spent so long getting this ready, there's actually 5 players, or there were 5 players inside of that A site for Heroic. So MiBR make the right call to rotate away. They go back towards B. But it's not like plain sailing at the B bomb site now. Heroic have had plenty of time to reshuffle these players around. And essentially, it's like MiBR are kind of just starting this round over again, but in a 3-on-5.
It's funny that we saw that run, and you mentioned as well, Harry. Heroic didn't have anyone towards B, and now that we think about all 3 maps, MiBR hasn't done a lot of fakes. They've been really going to kind of where they've been showing themselves. So with them doing that execute and showing themselves a little bit on towards A, that's when you saw all 5 Heroic members just leaving the B bombs right off the bat. It's not going to be a winnable round here for SHZ. He does get 1 kill though. Always should save, and especially in a situation like this, I feel like you should probably know at this point that you're probably not looking to reset Heroic. Obviously, they don't have a lot of money, but at the same time, we always want to try and focus on ourselves, especially when we realize that these low buys aren't really necessarily working.
Ooh, that's fast. That's speedy. Oh, but yeah, that's the thing. Heroic might have given with one hand, they're taking with the other, and there's Tessez really locking it in, really driving home the victory. Oh, he's even looking for more. And poor old Yell, man. He's not going to be ready for this, surely. And here it is, the lock-in 13-10 in favor.
It's 14-10, and it's a half buy. Now MiBR chooses to do that, obviously. Again, going for the potential overtime then. Cello ended up buying, though, for 450. It's a bit of a weird wonky bias here coming in.
Again, I don't think we're going to see AWPs, are we?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, that might also be intentional, right? Like we talk about some certain maps not, you know, being AWP friendly, and maybe for MiBR, Mirage is one of those maps. But because of that as well, if they're not going to have, you know, an AWP.
And Yell's gone glass cannon AWP ends. With the how slow they've wanted to play rounds on their default, the fact that they have lax nades and the AWP is, you know, it's not good. And beautiful, beautiful spot there from Yell. Actually catches Katie going really aggressive with your better angle for Yell. Katie not expecting that. And that's a great way to start off the round. It may be Heroic doubling down though in their mid efforts, because they still have presence here. Storm is still on the peak, has to fall back to the flash. Tess is close on the connector. He's going to swing for this one. Oh, we can't get the frag. That's huge. Although there is the nade follow-up from Storm from Cat to finish off the weekend SHC. Still the battle over mid here. And MiBR, they don't have to commit into mid at this point. They have a 4 versus 3. They could always reset out of mid if they wanted to, given how much time is on the clock.
Yeah, and that was a nice setup there. We talked about Yell with the AWP. He gets the first 2 kills here. No armor still, Glasscan. Hasn't lost an ounce of life yet, though. We'll see. It's very slow and steady. Bolts is still just holding this A push potential. But based on the fact that he's not moving, it is looking very likely that they're going to try and get their way into connector. But they have not spotted Borup. Just gets the 1, though. Still a 3-on-2 situation with really only Stouden here. And the timing, obviously.
I thought you would have seen him there, but oh, there we go. He goes back for it. And now pushing the smoke. Tess says, that's it, man. They get it done. Heroic.